What is going on, cryptocurrency investors? My name's Landon. You're watching Blockchained. On today's video, we are going to cover potential coins that Coinbase might be adding in the very near future. But first, follow us on Twitter. We're doing 2 giveaways right now, as well as we report ongoing news as it happens all day long. So keep your thumb on the pulse of cryptocurrency along with us and help us grow. Join our Telegram chat if you want another great resource for cryptocurrency information. Also, I'm very much behind a new ICO that will be launching in the very near future called Typerium. Sign up for their mailing list at typerium.io. Link will be in the description. It is a platform that any content creator or artist can really get behind, and we will be rolling out more details as it becomes available. Check back for all the updates and all the cryptocurrency news stories that matter most to you. Today, in the cryptocurrency markets, we are seeing a continuation of the last 72 hours with an overall resurgence of the marketplace. Some coins like Verge and Coin are really stepping above. Ucash still on an insane bull run, nothing near the 1,000% it was last week, but still posting impressive gains of 100%. And with the amount of headlines that they made last week with their over 1,100% gain in 24 hours, a lot of people got involved in this market and are subsequently seeing gains on this 100% that we see here. A lot of resistance to break through to test new highs, but we will be watching that as it develops. Today, the discussion is Coinbase.com. Coinbase is a broker of exchanges for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and eventually other digital assets with fiat currencies in 32 countries, and Bitcoin transactions and storage in 190 countries worldwide. A brief timeline: in 2013, they received a $5 million investment. They received another $25 million in December of that same year, 2013, from a variety of venture capital firms. Another $75 million investment in January 2015, and the first controversy was sparked in May of 2015 when there was reports on Reddit that Coinbase had asked a user to describe how they were spending their Bitcoin. In 2015, Coinbase began to offer services in Canada. But in July of 2016, it announced that it would halt services in late August after the closure of their Canadian online payment service. In May 2016, they rebranded the exchange, changing the name to Global Digital Asset Exchange, GDAX, and offering Ether, the token of Ethereum, for trade on its professional trading exchange service. So at that point, they had Bitcoin and Ethereum. In March of 2017, just a year ago, they received the license to offer Ethereum and Litecoin. On October 2017, just very recently, a few months ago, they announced instant Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin purchases for users using a US bank account. Previously, users purchasing through a bank account had to wait several days before receiving their digital funds. Now they allowed that instantly, just in October of last year. In November of last year, they were ordered to report 14,355 users to the IRS, causing a lot of FUD and controversy. In December, just 2.5 months ago, the Coinbase app became the most downloaded app in the Apple Store, and just a week later, it launched Bitcoin Cash support. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin Cash price. They announced Bitcoin Cash support on December 20th, and literally, as soon as it happened, we can see this incredible spike in the market capitalization from $32 billion to a $64 billion overall market capitalization, and the price increased to 23 cents from 9 cents. Well over doubled, and the market capitalization goes up $40 billion in one day, just instantly. We've since seen a slight consolidation period and then an insane drop-off very recently, but that's partially due to the overall market capitalization. The volume's been low, but if we can get volume like we saw on December 20th when they were announced that they were listed on GDAX, which is Coinbase's exchange, and you're able to purchase Bitcoin Cash through Coinbase using your direct fiat USD dollars or what have you, in my case Canadian dollars, that's when we saw that spike and the drop off. It should also be noted that Coinbase has 2 core products: the GDAX exchange, trading all kinds of altcoins, and a user-facing retail broker of Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin for fiat currency. It also offers an API for developers and merchants to build applications and accept payments, and as of 2018, they offered a buy and sell trading functionality in 32 countries, while the cryptocurrency wallet was available in 190 countries worldwide. Moving into 2018, the million-dollar question is, what coins are likely to be added to Coinbase? Much speculation exists across every facet of the cryptocurrency space, with every major media publication commenting on it at one point or another in the last several months. Crypto Slate took a real market valuation approach of Coinbase and looks at their overall fee platform and how much money they're raking in. They're doing over $1 billion in revenue. They've really set themselves up for whatever they want to do in the future. They've got an amazingly profitable platform right now, and it's only increasing. Shareholders are happy. There's been a few instances with the shareholders having problems. Coinbase not allowing them to buy anymore because they're pretty much all spent up and bought. But they have some major venture capitalist firms backing them up and investing regularly in them, as we reported on. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, is a multimillionaire. The user base has been growing exponentially over time, as you can see by this graph here. January 2014, we had well under 5 million. They hit 5 million about 13 months ago, and since then, it's been upwards of 100 million, approaching 150 million. Keep in mind, this article was done in November. The last audit was done in November, so their user base, I'm sure, is upwards of 150 million by now. When considering which coins will be added to Coinbase, you have to consider that GDAX has a specific list of requirements for coins to be listed on their exchange. So as per that, you wouldn't be able to get a coin added to Coinbase unless they met all these specific requirements. So they're coupled. There's 6 of them: the mission and values of the coin, the technology, legal compliance, market supply, market demand, and the crypto economics of a coin. The list can be further broken down, absolutely, and it is a very thorough vetting process that they undergo. Bitcoin Cash being recently added was a no-brainer from 2 months ago when everybody was talking about what's going to happen with this. Bitcoin Cash was obviously the next one. Ripple, in my opinion, with everything that's going on in Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi and all of these Middle Eastern exchanges literally listing Ripple day after day. We've done 2 video features on Ripple late last week. Check those out in the description below or in the suggestion box above. And the next one would be Dash. I'd say Ripple and Dash are more than likely the next 2. IOTA undergone a lot of scrutiny on the Twitter space, but is definitely doing well with Volkswagen and Bosch aiming towards autonomous, artificially intelligent vehicles, driverless taxis, etc. And Monero would be my opinion of the next best one that meets the categories. Mr. Armstrong himself, however, came out in early January and said that they have no plans to be adding any altcoins in the very near future. They just added Bitcoin Cash, as I said, December 20th. We saw the subsequent market spike from that. They've publicly said they're not adding any more. Obviously, they're going to add more this year at some point, but they just wanted to clear the air with all the speculation that was going on, that as of the date of the statement, they made no decision to add any digital assets to GDAX or Coinbase. And any statement to the contrary is untrue and not authorized by the company. We can only speculate. Let's go have a look at the coin market cap of some of these potential coins. First up, we have Stellar, trading at 47 cents, up 4% over the last 24 hours. Not crazy considering some of the gains that other coins have been making. And this is probably one of the least likely coins to be added next from Coinbase, as far as my opinion goes. Looking at the one-day chart, we see a lot of movement, and definitely some serious lines have been crossed here, and that's indication of some volatility going forward. While the USD market capitalization has been relatively the same, the subsequent price of Bitcoin and all the volatility that we've seen in the price of Bitcoin has caused it to drop. Everything should regulate and restabilize over the next few weeks. We should see this Bitcoin price come back as the price of Bitcoin starts to rise. So this is not necessarily any more promising for Coinbase wanting to add this. Keep in mind, if Coinbase does add this in the future this year, it's definitely not going to be the next one they add, but it could be in a long list of coins that get added this year. We're going to see this price double instantly and then potentially settle down and consolidate back down, but we should see a stable price at about 75 cents for Stellar instantly. As soon as it gets added to Coinbase, should see a spike of almost up to $1. with a subsequent correction, I figure resting back about 60-75 cents. Keep in mind, a lot of money has to come into this market cap to have that happen, but that's definitely possible when it gets listed on GDAX and all the other exchanges that would take note of it being added to Coinbase. It's just going to cause a lot of buzz. Dash is probably one of the best options for being added in the very near future. Again, we see some lines being crossed with the price of Bitcoin, but a lot more stable than what we just saw on Stellar XLM. Currently trading at $734 each, up 6%, nothing impressive. Overall market capitalization of $5 billion with a 24-hour volume relatively low, 115 million. A lot of volume comparatively for what this coin has experienced lately, with the bulk of it being in December. That was just when Bitcoin Cash got added, and Dash is probably one of the most talked about next coins to be added to Coinbase. So I would imagine a portion of this increase that happened right when Bitcoin Cash got added was some anticipation of Dash being added shortly thereafter, and then the realization that it's not going to be added caused a bit of a correction, along with the overall dip in the marketplace that we experienced in January, followed by a sharp upward correction and a lot of resistance to go through before we can retest some of these highs. So as for the price of Dash, I wouldn't expect it to move too much over the next few weeks unless we see an insane resurgence. Pending any major news from Coinbase or otherwise regarding Dash, I would imagine we would hover at about the price that we're at, plus or minus 10% on any given day. On to Monero, which is as popular of a choice for being added to Coinbase next. A lot of similar structure. We're going to see this similar structure across the board for most of these coins, just because the overall market capitalization was such and the amount of money that was coming and going was such that these markets relatively respond the same. A lot of volume in December with that huge increase in Bitcoin that we saw, and then a subsequent correction. Still showing upward movement, still showing volatility, and still showing a good amount of responsiveness to any news about Bitcoin. Whopping $322. Monero should stabilize over the next few weeks, and as money starts to come in, I would imagine it would go up, but nothing crazy like we've seen. Moving on to Ripple at $1.19, up 5% over 24 hours. Not much different than anybody else. However, Ripple is very much different than any of the other coins that I've mentioned. I would say it would be my personal opinion for what Coinbase should be adding next. Ripple has been making amazing developments. Ripple has been getting a lot of use cases and a lot of nods of approval from big major companies saying, yes, the XRapid system works. It's better than Swift. Swift just had a bunch of controversy this week with a big hack or a big amount of money that was stolen due to just poor processing. I'm not sure if that's because of the Ripple developments and people are taking a closer look at Swift and therefore uncovered this, or if it's just coincidental, or if there's bigger things going on and people are actually playing with the prices of crypto. Because they're unregulated markets, these announcements can be timed just geniusly and nobody would really know. Ripple being added to a lot of exchanges just in the last few days. Today seeing a huge increase. We just literally jumped up. Look at that volume spike and consistently high volume levels. It's due to an announcement in Saudi Arabia and the Bank of Abu Dhabi giving the nod and allowing everybody that uses their services to use the XRapid service. It's getting utilized. The difference between Ripple and other coins, as we've explained before, you can use the blockchain decentralized application XRapid, which is a complete replacement to the current Swift bank processing program that is slow and expensive. XRapid can be used completely separately from the coin. It has nothing to do with this chart that we're looking at and the price of XRP as it is to the USD or Bitcoin pairing. You can utilize the actual blockchain technology completely separate from this. And that's what's happening, is this is getting some serious use. So you want my opinion as to what Coinbase is going to add next? Ripple is a very, very number one contender in my opinion. It's probably their best bet and it's what they should add. The price of Ripple, we're calling for an imminent breakout, so be watching that. We will be watching that. So keep it locked at Blockchain for all your Ripple news as it happens. Price movement, price predictions, you name it. You want to hear about it? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to cover that. We've already done Bitcoin Cash. We looked at what happened when it was added. There's been a correction, but Bitcoin Cash is a very promising coin going into this year. If you own Bitcoin Cash, let us know in the comments below. How do you feel about it going forward? We think you're in a great position. Up 2% over 24 hours. It's a whopping $1,500. So if you can start getting that, it is a long-term, stable, viable coin in my opinion. Pending any major controversy, Coinbase is looking like it's going to be a mainstay staple in the cryptocurrency space. It's where I tell anybody that's in my personal life that's buying Bitcoin, or I'm introducing them on how to buy Bitcoin, Coinbase is where you send people. We have a link in the description. You get $10 once you spend $100 or more. We get $10, you get $10. It's a win-win. I hope you guys found this video informative about what Coinbase is and why they may or may not be adding some coins, and what coins you could expect to see on Coinbase in the very near future. My name's Landon. You're watching Blockchained. Join our Telegram group. Link is in the description below. Sign up for the Typerium mailing list. It is an amazing ICO that supports content creators and allows artistically driven people to really promote their products. It's a coin that we can get behind. It's a coin that I think you should investigate. Sign up for the mailing list and learn all about it. Follow us on Twitter. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe on all of our videos. And enter yourself into the giveaways as many times as you can. I'll be announcing those as we start to hit the benchmarks. And stay tuned later this evening for more cryptocurrency news. Happy investing, everyone.